You wake up at 2:47 in the morning, and the room is quiet. You didn't set an alarm. Something else pulled you out of sleep. You don't check the time. You check the bank app. Rent is due Friday. A car payment hits Monday. You have exactly $380, and you haven't bought groceries yet. You run the numbers quietly in the dark, staring at the ceiling, trying to piece the week together. This is what it means to live inside the cage. When your savings are near zero, your decisions stop being choices. Every path forward gets blocked by a low balance. In this state, you're not actually living. You're consumed by the math of basic survival, stretching too little across too much. When you have no safety net, your brain adopts a strict operating system. Every decision forces its way through a single narrow bottleneck we'll call filter A. The core question running your life becomes, can I afford to be wrong here? The answer to that is almost always no.
So you stay in a toxic job because you can't survive 3 weeks without a paycheck. You take a lowball salary offer because you can't wait for a better one. You ignore the mold spreading in your apartment because breaking the lease costs money you simply do not have. Time itself becomes an enemy. You stay trapped in an exhausting loop, trying to maintain your exact same position without slipping. Operating like this requires zero personality flaws. It is simply a biological algorithm optimizing for short-term survival because your system lacks any shock absorption. Then, usually on a completely ordinary Tuesday, you open your app and see a 5-digit number, $10,000. There is no ceremony. You might take a screenshot, but you likely don't tell anyone. Even so, a physical shift happens. Your nervous system receives tangible proof that it can finally absorb an average financial hit without collapsing. That proof triggers a new operating system. The tight bottleneck expands into branching paths. You stop filtering life through "can I afford to be wrong?" and begin asking a completely different question. Is this what I actually want? Hitting $10,000 initiates a software update. Your brain reboots from reactive fear to proactive choice. Watch what happens to the same bad luck under filter B. Your car makes a terrible noise on a Wednesday morning. Before, you would panic, charge the immediate repair, and figure it out later. Now, options return. You can get a second opinion. You can wait a few days. You can decide the car isn't worth fixing and carefully find a replacement. If your manager suddenly eliminates your position, you don't have to scramble and take the first bad job offer just to keep the lights on. A financial cushion buys you the luxury of taking the weekend to think, map out your next step, and apply for roles you actually desire. You gain the ultimate leverage in any negotiation, the power to look at a bad offer, say no, and comfortably survive walking away. $10,000 does not stop bad things from happening. Bills still arrive and cars still break down, but those events downgrade from life-ruining emergencies to standard, manageable decisions. The internal changes are significant, but the external world reacts too. Major financial institutions literally alter their behavior when your account crosses this tier. Suddenly, a bank that would have declined a personal loan offers you favorable rates. Your mail fills with credit card offers featuring real limits without demanding your own money as collateral. Even walking into a branch feels different. Customer service begins treating you with a baseline level of respect. The financial system does not respond to your moral character. It responds entirely to the data in your profile, and a 5-digit balance communicates a clear absence of risk. Over a few months, those 2:47 a.m. panic attacks disappear. You sleep through the night. At work, your patience returns. You become far less emotionally reactive with the people around you. As the pressure lifts, an uncomfortable truth clarifies. A lot of the money you spent when you were broke was defensive. It was performance spending, buying dinners you couldn't afford, or upgrading your phone strictly to hide your financial desperation from your peers. With $10,000 in the bank, the fear-driven need to perform vanishes. You start spending money strictly on things that genuinely align with your actual life. Removing that ambient financial pressure acts like a sealant. Stress stops leaking into your daily interactions, allowing the full, uncompressed version of your personality to return. Before, work was just an exhausting effort to maintain your position. You ended every year exactly where you started. Now, you're building. That $10,000 grows silently in the background. Time transforms from a hostile force into a reliable engine. Critics will say $10,000 isn't a lot of money. They'll say true wealth starts at $100,000 or $1 million. Let them. Those 5 digits buy something far more important, the definitive proof that you have stopped surviving life and started deciding how to live it.